Hi everyone, my name is Melcha, and today I'm going to show you how to do the Bowser's Capsule Gap Jump in Mario Kart World. First, let's take a look at what we're going to be learning. Pretty cool, huh? So first let's just go over this trick and see what we notice. From the naked eye, we sort of understand that we are boost jumping and charging the boost jump pretty early on to jump over a gap of lava to skip a good portion of the level, around 3 to 4 seconds. Good, so let's dig into this trick and see exactly what's going on here. When learning the trick first, I recommend starting this little corner that's in the factory location. This is the easiest way to learn it in my experience. You don't have to, but certainly might just be the best thing. And it's very easy to transfer the skills you learn when doing this at a standstill into worldwides or time trials. First, we notice that Super is going straight. So something a little bit funky goes on here, but we'll ignore that for now. First thing that I want to point out is we are not jumping over this railing necessarily. We're not clearing it. We're bumping into this railing to get more height to make the trick work. So that's one thing. Another thing is this wall. We're using this wall to get extra height to make the skip, but maybe not in the way that you're expecting. We're not tricking off of the wall that Super is about to go into. We're just what we'll call nudging it. We're nudging this wall to get a certain angle for this trick. So let's continue the video, see what happens. See that? We just nudged the wall just a tiny bit, and now that we did that, the kart's going at a weird 135 angle. What ends up happening is we want to end up sort of in this area where the fire is, and this area is the sweet spot where you want to end up every time. And if you do the setup properly, that's exactly where you're going to end up every single time. So what are some observations about this trick? See these yellow lines sort of near that red handlebar in the middle of the picture? The yellow and black lines? This is the wall that we're nudging, not tricking off of. Of course, the rail is beneath it, where we're going to get just a little more height to make this work. Let's look at a picture of the alignment of this trick just to help us understand what we're looking for. The most important part of this trick, that is the make or break, is the angle, as most tricks are. Pay close attention to Super's yellow ears right here, and the car in general. You're going to notice that the wall itself, the outside edge of the wall, bisects the cart, ergo Super's ears. This is exactly what we want to have happen, and this is what gives us the angle and the nudge that we need in order to get as much height and in order to make the trick, essentially. Of course, we're going to need to boost trick not into the lava, not clear the rail, but to actually boost jump into it to get more height. Let's break this down once more step by step, and then with some practice on your end, you should be able to get this just fine. From the very beginning, the lead up to this is pretty straightforward. You want to essentially just go straight for a little while, and anybody can do that, except when you get to here. A little bit further back, in fact. Nope. A little bit. So, one of the biggest hurdles of this trick is this, I'm going to call a jut, is the jut. There is a little protrusion, a jut that's coming out of the wall to the right of Super. If you hit this jut, the trick attempt is failed and you'll have to do the course normally, essentially. With some practice, you should be able to avoid it just fine though. It's what happens after the jut what really matters. What you have to do is turn right once you clear the jut. Notice the angle that Swooper's going at right now if he were to just go straight, and look at the angle of the sort of car tires that are onto the track right now. If Swooper were to just go straight, he would go straight into the lava, which is not what we want. So in order to avoid that and get the perfect angle, we have to turn right. Okay, so let's do that. As you can see, sort of turning right as soon as I clear the jut. This is the hardest part of the trick coming up, which is aligning with the actual wall in order to get the height that we need, or the alignment that we need, more likely. So if you look, after I turned right here, now I'm sort of turning pretty severely to the left in order to get the angle that I'm looking for. Bam, right there. At this point, Swooper's, and this is the visual cue that I use, but the cart is bisected along the line of this wall, ergo Swooper's ears are pretty much in the middle. If you're in this alignment, you're golden, you're probably going to make the trick, you're probably going to make the skip. Just have to watch out for a couple things. As I mentioned before, you're not jumping here and clearing it. You have to jump somewhere along here in order to get as much height. Look at how much height Swooper just gained by doing this. It's a good amount of height, which is exactly what we want. And that's made even more height. And then we get the angle we need by getting the actual wall clip there, with the nudge, as we're calling it. Good. So after this, you trick, you're good to go. I said, what's happening? OBS, am I right? Okay, so after this, do some tricks, you do some alignment, and then boom, you're good. There's a double item box at the very end of this sort of track, so congratulations, you've done this just fine. Couple of remarks. If you have a feather item, then you're in good. This is where feathers actually come into play in this track, where you may want to save them for here. Because if you have a feather, it makes the skip way easier. So that's one thing. Another thing is that, you know, sometimes this is a kind of a hard trick and you might mess it up. If you mess it up, not a problem. Because the great thing about this trick, if you respawn, you don't end up back here, you end up back here. Essentially past these metal pipes. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Past these metal pipes. So if you do fail the trick, race along the edge where, you know, you would normally go, and you'll get a pretty good respawn. However, be warned. Don't use your shrooms or any stars or anything, or else you're just stuck in lava forever and you're probably going to lose the race. Good. Last remarks that I'll make is some common misconceptions around how to do this trick is to go straight into the wall, right? Straight into the edge of the wall here. Notice when aligning with this sort of trick, right? I'm not gunning a straight line towards the wall. If I do that, I will fail 100% of the time. Because I get the wrong angle and I don't get the nudge that I want. This is why when you're learning this trick, or in order to do this trick, you must turn right here. You have to. Otherwise, you know, definitely believe in you guys. You can definitely learn this trick, save a bunch of time, and sort of kind of look a little cool to your friends. You know, this game just released a couple days ago, and to show this off to them, I think they'll be pretty impressed, though. More Mario Kart World content is on the way. If you want to see more content just like this one for super tough shortcuts, leave a comment about what shortcuts you want to see, like and subscribe. Thank you.